Most people associate with me now with my blog and what has happened as a result of this blog. And I didn't have any goals when I set out. So it's hard to say it's an achievement, but part of the recognition I've gotten because I've done this has put me in a line it's put me on a national stage in a way that I couldn't possibly imagine. And as a result, doors have opened that have led to really great projects. I mean, all over the place, not just in my backyard. I travel a lot more. People want to sit down and talk with me. For some reason, I was just a regular guy before, but now I'm suddenly interesting. You know, so it's hard to say that's an achievement or a goal, but it's something that that few people can point to and say they've had a similar experience. And I look at digital communication differently now, and part of it is that, you know, and I don't know what I don't know when the early days what you could qualify as the early days, but you know, there was the perception that talking to people online was kind of creepy, you know, that there was something dark or weird about it, and I would say that a number of the people that I've met as a result of just having the blog have been. It's almost like saying the blog's like a device. It's like a phone. Right? No one thinks it's weird to talk on the phone with somebody, but they would still do it. So through the blog, I've had the opportunity to go and be on design conferences and design juries, and I meet people in real life. So it's not that I have this, you know, this chat room and I talk with people just digitally. It's led to hundreds, if not thousands, of people that I've met in real life that I would say half dozen of my really, really good friends now, I never would have met them had I not had the blog. And a lot of them are right in my backyard. Part of it is just, you think you're really unique. You know, everybody thinks they're so special and they're so different. And you could say, I really like, you know, drawing, modern architecture, and crocheting or something, you know. And you think that nobody's into those things. And you find out that there's a lot of people that like the same things that you do. You just never could find each other. And then once you find out that you have aligned interests, it quickly evolves beyond the digital platform into a real one-on-one kind of relationship. And at times I think I should keep this all to myself. It's a secret. I don't need other people to do this, but I really don't understand why more people haven't taken up this practice, simply because it has led to more opportunities in a 4-year window than I had in probably the previous 15 years. I mean, it's that different. You know, my biggest fear when I started doing this, I mean, it was a creative outlet, and you know, for a lot of creative people, that outlet is fairly personal. And it's not something that the act of it doesn't necessarily mean that you're putting it on display for everybody. I mean, say your creative outlet is painting. Well, you paint it and you stick it in the closet. Well, in this case, I wanted to learn a skill and I wanted a creative outlet, and it just so happened that my creative outlet was in a public forum. And I just thought, well, you know, maybe my people who knew me might read it. And it really, really quickly went somewhere completely different. And I was panicked on that everybody would realize just what an imbecile I was, you know. And that's when I started to realize that everybody's just like everybody else. You know, if I have a typo, well, everybody has typos. Or if I have an opinion that doesn't necessarily align with everybody else, that doesn't mean it's a character fault. You know, we all have different opinions, but how you choose to communicate, what you choose to communicate about, can make the difference between you aligning with people that don't necessarily, they don't have to agree with you, but you're just looking to say, this is what I think, and that's it. And more times than not, people go, oh, I think that too, and they'll add something to the mix. So it's not just this one-way conversation. I've learned a lot from the things that I've done. And so my concerns of looking foolish or being exposed as not knowing as much as I'd like people to think that I know has turned into me realizing that we're all not that different. We all are looking to learn new things, and that I've learned a lot from people reaching back out to me to share what I've shared. I've given them something like, let me give you something back. Here's something else you can look at. It's been great. Great.